Hello viewers, and here we have the streaming. Hopefully you guys can hear me with the slight delay we've got at the moment. I'm just going to play a bit of F1 today, but before I set the system up today streaming, for some reason, as ever, when I turn my PC on, it just doesn't work properly. It is a total mystery as to why it doesn't work, but I'm just going to get myself organised, and then we'll start a little bit of streaming and then see how we get on. So there'll be a bit of Formula 1 coming as well, and then we'll be ready to go. We've got a bit of Daytona USA and stuff. We'll be ready to go. So just trying an earlier stream in the day for a change. Why not? I'm just going to test the wheel out actually on Formula 1 coming on this as well. A couple of technical issues and then we'll be ready to go. What are we streaming here? Just get our video organised and then we'll be ready. Daytona USA and F1 2018. Let's get the title sorted. F1 2018. I'm still learning this whole restreaming thing at the moment, because it goes to all the old titles, and it's only when you start streaming you can actually edit all the titles, so you spend the first few minutes editing. It'd be good if you could start streaming but not go public until you were ready sometimes. Okay, so here we are, and save changes and away we go. So hopefully can get going, and Jeff, a couple of people in the chat here. Do I make a living playing games? That must be awesome. It's really hard work, but you can get there. This is the Xbox Live Arcade version. I'm just going to test with a wheel, by the way. I know I can play it fine with a controller, but this is the Xbox version, Xbox 360, but it's running on Xbox One X here. And I'm having a test with a wheel because I thought, well, let's see how we get on with it. Let's just do beginner first, and then we'll work our way. Oops, goodness me, the vibration is shaking the camera about a bit. Save you guys before you fall off. Right. Can you guys just let me know if the audio balance is okay? Can you hear me okay? Because sometimes these games are all a bit different. Oh goodness, it's quite sensitive on the wheel. There's no force feedback here. It's completely loose. So there's vibration when you turn it. We'll try the various different techniques. This is a classic. It was from the arcades, '94. Unbelievable graphics these were at the time. You can't imagine how good they were, and it's still nice to see them running at 60 frames. You know, so few games sort of run at 60 frames, and there's sort of, what I like about it is there's a solid size to everything. The cars are all quite big. You know, it's a very impressive environment given the time it was made. And damn, didn't go as planned. Double hit, done me. So you can do it with a wheel. I tried it with a wheel a while ago. I'm using a Formula 1 wheel here, which isn't ideal for it. Just try turning in a bit more. Lost a bit of time, got away with that as well. So the arcade setting is always a little bit harder than the normal setting. Just a bit of speed, but got away with it. Now I'm still learning about streaming, so I apologise if some of my setup is wrong or whatever. I'm still getting to grips with audio settings, software. You kind of learn as you do with this, and I've been doing video for a long time, but streaming is sort of the way forward now. But also I've been enjoying the fact that I can actually just play a game like this, and you know, whether you make mistakes or not, it's more real, isn't it, in that sense? You know, you get to see people just playing games. I played it safe there with a slightly harder knock, but that's good. So that works fine. Now we're going to change some gears. Audio's fine, great. Yeah, I mean, just talking about Daytona for a moment, I mean, Sega released a new arcade machine for Daytona recently, which on the YouTube channel I utterly slated because it's dreadful. I didn't like the design of the cabinet, and the game didn't capture the essence of what made Daytona amazing. The colours, the look, the feel, the vibrancy, none of it's there, and I just think, I'd love to be a game designer, you know, trying to influence some of these game studios, because they put games teams in there that weren't around at the time, you know, so they didn't understand truly what made some of these games special. Oh, that wasn't meant to be it, but oh, hang on. Sorry about the vibration of the wheel. You guys are going to be seeing some. Let's just put that in there. It's easy, isn't it, PVV? So that was fine, wasn't it? On the that was fine on the wheel. Let's try advanced. Manual. Okay, let's see how we get on with this. Gentlemen, start your engines. Ooh, and it works. I didn't know if I might have to use different buttons to shift up then, but we're working. Away we go. There's that music. Goodness, that was a bit close, wasn't it? The wheel is very loose. I will say that, it's very loose. So with no resistance on my turning, it's quite difficult to... Oh, slightly more challenging through there as well. Didn't take that as well as I could have and should have, but we got through it. That spinning car in front of me was very tricky. Doing? Struggled on that final corner then. There's a technique where you drive it and you don't slide it and you're much quicker. I just can't quite remember how I did it. It's in there, it's buried in the memories. This is more like playing the arcade game now. It's, you know, now you've got a steering wheel in front of you, it just feels so much more authentic. Didn't do that right, it's okay. That's more like it. It's a driving line. People always think everything in Daytona is sliding, but sometimes it's actually cruising through a corner. Beautiful, beautiful. Why no force feedback, Paul's asking. I've no idea, actually. I've just set wheel up with it. I mean, perhaps they didn't build anything in there. I'd say that the arcade machine original probably didn't have, it had resistance rather than feedback, so it's just a heavy wheel, I guess. There was a bit of juddering. There is on this, if you turn it to the side, there's a bit of juddering, but it's very loose in the middle, very, very light. There's nothing there. I mean, also, I don't know when this came out, 2010 or something, was it? 2011? There wasn't much in the way of wheels available back then for consoles. There was the Microsoft wheel, and they really, sort of from 2011 onwards, you had the T500 Thrustmaster and you had the Fanatic wheels. There we are. It's stuff like that. So that was good. That was good. We enjoyed that. We enjoyed that. So that was good. Now, we'll look at the expert track, and again we're investigating all these with a wheel. It's great that I'm able to adapt to it. Actually, I was worried when I started the stream that I was going to get into it and within the first 5 minutes have a wheel that just wasn't responding. It's a reasonable start. There's that music, bit of blue skies. I hope you're singing along at home. Oh goodness. Okay, that wasn't ideal, was it? That wasn't ideal. The turning circle wasn't quite where I expected it to be. We're going to have a little practice now. I thought I had to go wide then. Let's try it. Oh, it's more challenging like this. Let's get the hang of the steering on this and try it again. Turn this one. It's almost like you're learning to play the game again, because it is so different in the way you play it. There's always such low grip around this section, I always found. It's a tricky section. Blue skies. Blue skies, I see you. So, gradually learning that section. Flat down here, of course, and a little bit of a turn. We're going to ride the wall here. A bit too much, that was a shame. I was sort of leaning a bit here. No, that was too much brake. You almost need to be predictive with it, with the wheel sort of included like this. Okay, so we've got that now. Let's work out this first section and then we'll restart and do it properly. Ah, really? So maybe it's just this wheel. So that's the better line then. So it's a lift and do it that way. So that'll really make a difference when we do it again. Ah, scum. Right, let's restart that one then. Now we've worked out the complexity of driving it, which is a lot more to concentrate on actually. I was getting my gamer face on there. Stephen's joined the chat as well. Hello Stephen. This is a bit of restream I'm trying out here, so I've got different chats. When I get everything together and I can put the chat on screen, it will make much more sense, and you'll all see the different conversations that are coming up. Let's try this here then. Oh, here we go. Let's try beginner. Let's try expert again. But now we know we've got to lift a little bit on the first part. We should be able to get through that. Okay. Be more competitive. Why don't Sega realise the value of their heritage? It wasn't as good a start that time, was it? I gave it a little lift to try and get some more traction. There is a perfect start where you can launch if you get the revs just right. I can't remember what it is now, but there is one. No! Ah! He nearly did it there. He nearly threw me in the wall. This is quite tricky actually. It's difficult for me to look at the chat and drive on this at the moment. It's, blue skies. Come on. Okay, we got away with that. Good. Late braking. We're going to brake too late this time, I know it, but let's just try it. That was alright. Alright, we got away with it. You see, a quick practice learning. Learn where your braking points are. And then suddenly you get an idea on the feel for it. Okay, that didn't go to plan, did it? Bit of concentration required on this. Brake a little bit earlier this time, but not much. Ah, too early. Great, there we go. Bit of damage on the car, but it's alright. You'll buff out. Buff out. Welcome to Victory Lane. Oh, I see. Right, somebody's just mentioned there you can set the titles up in Restream. Right, okay then. I'll do that. Okay.
List your name with the other champion.
List your name with the other champions. V. Oh no, not you. Come on, hit the back button. Oh no! Oh well. VU. Okay, so that was a little bit of Daytona USA, and we enjoyed a bit of that. Let's see a bit of F1 now. Bit of F1, and then we will bit of F1 2018, and then let's see a bit of this. Get with the wheel. Why not? And yep, glad the audio is better. It's all a work in progress at the moment. Paul was just saying there about Sega's great games. You know, so many good games they could release on here. Can you imagine the different Sega Arcade Collection games they could release? Amazing. And they just don't do anything with their heritage. Oh, you know, Scud Race, Daytona 2, Sega Rally Collection. I have no idea why they haven't released all those at this stage. I will check out, Paul, I will check out the settings. I mean, today I didn't even, last time I tried the wheel on my Xbox version, it didn't work properly at all. So at least it actually is working now. Let's just do a bit of a quick race. Start a new Grand Prix. Now, what's the X button? Okay. Let's race as the man who can't finish a race here, Daniel. They just won't give him the car, will they? Finish a race. I'm still learning at the moment, so I don't want to. Let's just make it dry, clear, and advance. So I'll try a bit of F1 from Daytona Arcade to a bit of F1. See how we get on with this. So I'm just looking for the various chats here, and I'm on Facebook somewhere as well. So I am streaming on Facebook, which should be on the Team VV page. And oh, I'm on the Team VV page there. So there's a few people watching on there as well. Goodness, it suddenly feels like pressure when you have people watching. You know, it's like oh, there's actually people watching. So bit of Daytona and now a bit of F1. Why not? Why not? Let's see. At the moment, I'm keeping this all quite. Oh, skip the music.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So before the
David, thanks for that. So. In some racing, we're going to head straight into the racing. Why not?
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn
yeah,
one.
I'm going to have a terrible start. I don't know how to start. So, how do we change for you? What button? Okay. Like Daniel Ricciardo all over again, isn't it? I don't know where the breaking point is. I've had a great start there. Look at that, amazing. almost worth a restart. As soon as you turn off the traction though, it gets difficult. Oh, do you know what? Let's just restart that mess. Let's just restart that and actually get into turn 1. Oops. The wheel is doing its thing. Let's get in this. Let's do this now. Focus. Focus. Oh, I wasn't ready then. Checking the stream is working. Using the torque of the engine, you're going to have to brake much later this time. Oh goodness. Oh wow. Okay. It's never nice being in a sort of Grosjean sandwich, is it? Just sort of sliding across to block everybody. Getting hit. Okay, so I did a bit of practice on this track a couple of days ago on a stream, and just trying to get back into it again and just read the marker board there.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Oops, a daisy. Vettel up ahead there. We should talk a bit about F1, shouldn't we, while I'm having a drive? Can I talk and concentrate? It's marginal, isn't it? It's marginal when you're doing manual gears and all the other businesses going on.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
Damn. Just that DRS activation there. Oh, blimey, Sebastian, what are you doing?
You have front wing damage, but only a few laps left. If you can live with it, stay out.
Oh well, that was a good race, wasn't it? I can't concentrate and talk about Formula 1 at the same time, that's for sure. I do need to do a lot more practice on this circuit. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. We got front wing damage. It's trying to overcompensate for it now.
Our gap to first place is 9.6 seconds.
I do need to learn how to do the starts. Oh, look at that. DRS. This race is not going as I expected it to. I am going to have to try again. Wonder what gear you're supposed to go into the stadium in, whether it's third or fourth or... This is like second. I watched this, they were going really slow into the corner. I'm carrying too much speed into it. And that's the problem.
This is your final lap of the race.
Let's try again without wing damage. I've got to... It was much more comfortable until I got the front wing damage.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work
Come
to
on,
do.
let's try this again. Let's try being more aggressive with the start this time. Go. Okay. I just don't know how you get off the line quick enough. I'm getting sort of bags of wheel spin, so if I shift up, I'm just going to get wheel spin. I'm getting hit from everywhere I hit. Ahead of Valtteri.
That move was illegal. Return the position.
Oh, blimey. Let's try again. Let's just try again. It's got to happen for me. I did an illegal move there apparently. I don't quite know where I went wrong, but it must have been going over the curb to avoid an accident was illegal. So, yeah. Better. Still not good enough though. Everybody's still swallowing me up. Through there, isn't it? When they do the F1 esports, that's going to be interesting.
Okay, now there then. Right around you.
It's tricky sticking with the car in front. A very quick exit there, so a lot more speed to find, isn't there, for me? Slow on the power there, obviously, but more about hitting the trying to hit the apexes at the moment. Okay, that's something there. Vettel doing what he does there. You know, when the people play sort of esports and stuff like that, you know, they're so good at it these days. I mean, a lot of the guys in the leagues are on this stuff all the time, and you know, it's amazing how something seems really difficult, and then when you play it lots, you build more capacity.
DRS is now enabled. Will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
It's impossible to read your messages and drive this one, unfortunately. It does require a little bit more concentration. Don't do that to your gearbox in a real car, that would be bad.
Gap to car in front is 2.2 seconds.
And there goes that Ferrari.
Is in first place. This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap, and then I'll have a quick look at some of your messages in just a moment. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow, it's very parking in front of me. I find sometimes the AI just seems to slow down quite a bit randomly. Not under necessarily just under braking, just oh no, we've lost a lot of downforce now, so first there, didn't I? Ah, well, unable to stay up on that podium.
Take care of the car on the way in.
Damaged car at the end, but some points nevertheless. Top 6. And there's Toto happy. Lewis was good today. Just in my Arnie impression.
How did they accomplish this result?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today.
Right, let's see some of your
track temperature,
comments.
you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so
Paul's just saying game can be a bit dull.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their
It
trophies.
can be unless you put time into these sorts of racing games. You know, I think it's like anything. It's like the rallying.
After
you know,
another excellent Grand Prix.
unless you've got time to put into running it, you know, some of them are really hard. You know, Dirt Rally 1, Dirt Rally 2, if you love rally, then there's something there. Yeah, I mean, Forza GT Sport. I don't know if Dirt Rally sells more. I think it really depends on where the popularity of F1 is and the regions and stuff. Rally does better in Europe, say, than it does in America.
That's got to be the flying fin. Wait,
Forza Motorsport is a good general seller.
Anyway, I'm talking about Bottas this time. Just great raw speed.
Have a bit of look at a replay, and we'll get rid of that. And watch a bit of the race. Me having a dreadful start, getting swallowed up by everybody. Actually, that's quite like what happened yesterday, isn't it? It's quite bizarre, funnily enough. I'm trying to hold somebody off there, but it's not happening, is it? I just don't seem to have any speed. Okay, there we go then. Not unlike yesterday's race, actually. Chat here. Hi Venom, and hello to everybody. We've got Greg's in here enjoying the Daytona earlier. Greg's VR man, VR obsessive now. Obviously, Greg's you've been turned. It's funny, the whole no VR no buy thing. I mean, in a way, it's a shame this isn't VR as well. I mean, I think F1 is perfectly suited to VR. I think I'd be on it all the time if I had VR. But it's great that you see the graphics looking better and better. You see, you know, just it's all more like the TV presentation now, which is great. And it runs great on the PC as well, really nice on the PC. Which is quite a bit better than the Xbox One X version, surprisingly, especially in replays. Trying to hold those Ferraris off, but they had way more straight line speed than me, which isn't authentic. Now we know that when you come to this track, they should enter in that the Renault is better performing at the circuit to make the results a little more factual. Just about retaining that place then. Through the twisty bits, you can see the Red Bull pulls out. They pull out on the other guys quite a bit. And as soon as we get to that long straight, they come back to me. I'm not very quick round here at all. I'm really struggling with that stadium section, has to be said. Great, isn't it? It's like watching a real Formula One race now. You know, I love good replays. I've always been a fan of them. You know, when yeah, a long way from Jeff Grammond, and yet not at the same time. You know, it's when Gran Turismo first came out. That was the first game that I felt had, you know, amazing replays. It really grabbed me with replays in a way that no other game had before, and you would just watch the replays. I mean, I spent as much time watching replays on Gran Turismo, say 1 and 3. 3 quite a bit as well. Some funky modes, cool music, very cool replays. Spent as long watching the replays as I did playing the game. Because you watch the replays and you think, it's like watching Formula 1. Hi Malvin. So we're streaming today on different services. Just seeing how it gets on. Let me know. Let's see where some of you are. Do say hello on some of the sites. We're not streaming to Twitch for some reason because Twitch isn't working. This is on Xbox One X. Yeah, this is the Xbox One X version. You can see there I'm just falling back from the Mercedes ahead. So a bit of bit of optimising my run through the stadium section, the entry into the stadium, through the slow corners. Third sector, I would probably improve my times quite a bit on this track. And really just understanding the gears for each corner. As soon as you do that, you just keep working it, and then eventually you move on to other elements. My plan is to run a career on this at some point. I did a bit of career mode on it. Why? Because I haven't done F1 for a long time, and I kind of want to get, I'm really rusty and I want to get back into it again. And maybe even run a couple of leagues. So, just considering getting into it again. It's a long time since I've done competitive gaming. I sometimes, wonder, should I have a go again? Just because I look at, I recognise where the top players are, and I think actually, I won't be as quick as them, but I could certainly get in the mix if I practice. I used to really enjoy racing with top players back when VVV was a racing team. So let's see. It's me losing it all out. That was almost stopping there on the corner. He just completely lost momentum, which was a surprise into the corner. I suppose because he was locking up. This final lap now. You see the four cylinders closing on me. I've got front wing damage at this point, so it was just about nursing the car home. And we're going to have a quick look at Brazil. And then after this, I'm going to plan out the future streams where I am going to get into the career mode. And occasionally there's going to be some no comment videos as well. We'll just see what we can see here. And that was that. So enjoyed that. That was good. Let's get out of this. Dun 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 dun. There's that music. It's a shame, isn't it? There's no sort of GP3 and Formula 2 feeder mode in this. I would have really liked to have started off, in sort of those classes, working around and learning the circuits. And okay, so let's do just a quick Grand Prix. What shall we do? Do Brazil in a Renault Nico Hulkenberg. Brazil. See, I haven't done any pit stops, so I haven't set the buttons up on the wheel, so it might sound odd, but I don't have like A, B, X, Y on the wheel. I've just got numbers because it's set up for the PC. I don't know. Problem is I haven't set the buttons up, so if I set it to pit stops and everything, I haven't got fuel mode and all that business. I'm going to leave that for now, and then I'm going to sort it all out next week, and then get into engine modes and learning all that stuff once I get it set up on the wheel. Might have to label my wheel actually, because it's not got everything. Did any of you watch the race this weekend? What did you think of the race? Anybody watch the Grand Prix Mexico? Let me know what you thought about it. And Malvin's here, and he says he's looking forward to Ride 3. Ride 3 does look good. And Colnago C50 is there as well. yeah, I mean, Rye 3 looks really good. Essentially, they've not shown us much of the game yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. But the footage I saw from Gamescom does look impressive. But no doubt we'll play it at launch, see what it's like. Not much in the way of preview hands-on though. Normally we'd get a preview some way in advance, but they're keeping it quite close to their chest. I think mainly because they want to develop the game as much as they can, and then see, you know, like you say, they want to show a really finished game off basically. So let's pop into this race. So, racing around Brazil. Okay, let's see how we get on. Goodness me. It's difficult to follow closely the AI sometimes. They're a little bit unpredictable in terms of speed. It's almost like there's a bit of brake testing going on.
Front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Again there, he slowed on the exit of the corner, which is not something you'd expect a car to do. Normally when you get on the power, that's it, so you're on the power.
Okay, we're through the start phase, now let's build on it.
So front wing damage, but we're okay. We just got to work our way past Van Dorn. There he is. Slight knock from behind there, and that's the end of the race, guys. We probably won't see another car today, so that was exciting, wasn't it? I'm short shifting a little bit on the gears because I want to I'm finding I'm trying to use the torque a bit more rather than spinning the wheels up.
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
Come on, Nico. Close the gap. Front wing damage is slowing me quite a bit. It's amazing, isn't it? Just a little bit of damage on that front wing, but it just delays a second getting into corners and braking too late. Lost all that time I was finding there. Now, some people might say, hey, you're not using the lights sometimes. Sometimes I'm not looking at the lights. I suppose there's a part of me that's a little bit old school, in that I still use the engine note in terms of changing gear, which is completely wrong, but just a bit old-fashioned like that. Can't seem to get much closer to these guys at the moment. I feel like I'm getting a bit closer to them gradually. There's only a few laps in it.
Final lap of the race.
Well, unable to move up any higher. 9th place for Nico today. A couple of points on the board for Renault. And I have to concentrate on the game. So it's really difficult to read comments and do everything in this game. It's one of those where you just got to just zone out.
They set themselves apart from the pack today.
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. That's
Brendan
exactly
Hartley
what
there.
happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
Seem happy with himself.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Surprise. Lewis there winning. There's Daniel on the podium as well. Let's hope we do see him a bit happier. Kimi as well there. Nicely got the whole podium sequence. Pose for the photos. So that was a bit of Brazil.
The driver of the day then, Anthony Davidson. Who would you go for?
I'm going to go for Marcus Ericsson. He's clearly got a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, and he's matured a lot over the past few seasons.
He's matured a lot
today.
Let's have a look at this thing. Bit of a replay here then. So let's see, you guys. What game is this? Yes, F1 2018. Thanks, Malvin. Let's see. Arnhem TT bike games. Yes. The thing about bike games, let's turn this down a bit, is I guess with the wheel and pedals you can replicate the actual thing that you do in a car completely. You can jump in a real car, do the same inputs, you're using the same input, same wheel, near enough, you've got your head around it basically. With a bike, completely different. The feel of a bike, you control the bike with your backside basically, you're leaning your weight into a corner, it's to do with your balance. It's very difficult to replicate that, and the big problem I keep trying to explain in bike videos to people is when you respond in a game, you turn into a corner. With a car, instant, okay, instant. Hands can move you. With a bike, if the bike goes like that, okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to have a bike that responds with your controls, which goes like that. It looks a bit stupid. Or do we have a bike where when you respond, there's a bit of a delay where the rider changes his weight from animation and then angles in? Neither solution is ideal. That's the sort of thing that game developers have to kind of toy with. How much delay can they give you to get a bike into a corner, so then you factor that delay into your driving. So you see here, racing around, holding off the field before getting into the swing of it. Bad first lap, but managed to gradually find my feet. See the action going behind us there. Of course, Brazil's going to be an interesting race next week. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought of the race yesterday. And say hello on the forum. I'll keep pushing the forum. It'd be great to see some more of you on the forum, just people to chat with about the racing and stuff like that. Biking anyway, I was just talking about biking, wasn't I? So yeah, it's hard to get a bike game to feel perfect, but I'll be really interested to see how intuitive Ride 3 is when it's released, because you know, that could be very interesting indeed in terms of the look and feel of the game. I'll be finishing the stream shortly. Watch the replay first. And let me know also, yeah, what racing games you're most looking forward to, what racing games you're playing a lot as well. I'll probably be streaming a bit of F1, a bit of Forza Horizon, a bit of Ride 3, a few other new racing games in due course. In the new year, probably some Dirt Rally 2 as well. So I'll be doing a bit of everything on these streams. At the moment, I'm just doing console gaming. Pretty soon, I'll be doing PC gaming as well, which means I can do a bit more Sim stuff from time to time, so using that on console. I'll be doing a bit of Gran Turismo to that as well as arcade games, because I do like a mix between all racing games and video games in terms of what we cover. Let's see what we've got here. It's good to see the replays, isn't it? I mean, as I was saying earlier, still looks quite authentic, doesn't it? Once you can drive like on the racing line, like here, it just looks more and more authentic all the way. But what you find with the expert drivers is they use a lot more of the track than I am, so they go much wider. So they would probably look at me occasionally and say, you should be a bit wider here going in, or something like that. And, you know, nipping a bit more of the curve here and there. Obviously I'm not new to this, so I've played these before, even though that's my first time playing a Renault on this track. I've driven Brazil many times over the years, good cars, bad cars, different cars. It's a nice flowing circuit. I do like to drive the circuit. It's good for Grand Prix as well. We'll be good actually in the F1 esports, watching the race here. Interesting to see. Not as challenging as some circuits in some respects, but a nice flow to it. Like I said that, you can see I was testing different gears there, trying to get my power a bit sooner. How could I catch these guys? And sometimes catching other racers is a matter of less is more. So, you know, gently accelerate rather than putting your foot down. You know, putting your foot down doesn't get you closer to them, but there is a marginal point where you get worse than. Obviously, if you're using traction control, disregard what I said, put your foot down, because the car will sort all that for you. But here I've got all that turned off to try and get an idea on the sort of levels of traction required, which has improved a lot this year. There's a much better feeling of grip this year for me. I find it much more intuitive. So, David Greco and Co, you've done a good job in improving things, yeah. Gradually increasing the speed around the circuit. Paul saying Thrustmaster made a bike handlebar controller. There have been what was I going to say? Handlebar controllers. That's not how you steer a bike. You don't steer a bike with controllers like that. You know, I mean, it's fun in an arcade, but it's you might as well use a steering wheel as to use a handlebars. I mean, it's a toy really, but it doesn't replicate the feeling of the bike. And in many respects, it's where a controller, a well-balanced controller, can probably do it. It's just, in a way, you almost want to make a bike game without the rider. you're controlling the bike, then place the rider on, so you get the handling just right. And that's basically how you need to make the right bike game. Malvin's just said you pulled away though. Oh, what was that? What was that? Did I miss something in the race? Paul says it's the hard left gets me at the end of the straight. It is. I was playing that the other day. The centre S is a very tricky corner to get right. And it's interesting as well to see the order of the cars, because I guess when they make this game they give all the cars values. That's all been simulated, and there's a lot of simulation going on here to get those values just right in terms of the AI. As I take a bump from behind there, I think a bit came off my car. Or that bit off his front wing. Be interesting to see next year as well what it's like with the new front wings and stuff like that. But I mean, it's really nice to see they're using all the camera angles and stuff like that now in these games, and I think it's the same for all racing games really. So what have we got coming out? We've got quite a few. I did Nickelodeon Kart Races the other day on a stream, which is, I noticed you put up the top of my head in the shot with you. It's higher in the chair. Nickelodeon Kart Races, which was a bit dull. We've got Grip coming out, which is always fun to play. And there's a couple of other racing games, arcade racing games we're going to look at as well. As well as at the end of November there's Dangerous Driving, which is sort of by the guys who made Burnout, so we'll look at that. Malcolm saying, do I remember Hang On? I do, yeah, I love Hang On. I've got a couple of videos on the channel playing Hang On. It's a great game, great game. Might even do it on stream, a retro stream one of these days. And I'll definitely do a couple of older games and stream a couple of bits here and there. But I'm going to get back into this, guys. I don't have a timetable yet. What I'm going to do is, over the course of the next few months, I'm just going to do some odd streams from games, see what you guys think and what you guys like. Some streams are probably going to be no comment. I'm just going to be me practicing as well. So I'm just going to see what people think of no comment streams as well as commented. Just because sometimes when I'm reviewing games, I just sit here practicing, and I figure you guys may as well be watching while I'm practicing these games. Because sometimes I do. People don't realise, but sometimes when everyone says, "Oh, you've got to be relatively good at every game," take a lot of practice. So with F1 here, I'm practicing live, which never feels comfortable practicing live. People see how many mistakes you make before you learn, but sometimes it's good to show the learning as well. The process of where you go off, and where you then say, right, I get that corner now. I'm going to build on that. But when you look at a circuit like Suzuka, it requires way more concentration than Brazil. But Hang On is great. Hang On was a great arcade game. Got it on the Mega Drive, and there's a video on the channel. I wonder if we've got a video. Let's see what we've got. Well, actually, I'm always going to plug it, but do have a look at if I can paste it. I'm just going to paste it in the chat. Check out, say hello on the forums. Okay, say hello on the forum. Say hello on the forum. And when you see games like Ride, if you've got questions for developers, I'll make threads on the forum. Let me know, and I'll include your questions in the batch I speak to developers about. And eventually, the plan is, once we get the forums properly set up, we'll have we get some activity in there. We'll have some competitions and may even run our own little league, something like that. So there's always something to do and enjoy. And say hello on the forum. It comes up from Restream. It's quite interesting. Again, this chat is new. Let's see. So checking out the stream. I think we're working okay. I enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Just gonna, I might just do one quick car test just to finish off, and then we will call it a day. One quick car test, and then we'll. Still trying to figure all this out. Bit of hero music. Now a little look, just one little look at something, and then just want to see a performance of a car, particular car on that track. See, because we've got quite a few retro cars. I just wanted to see the performance of now that's another question as well. When to you viewers that are watching this, is when people are streaming, where do you prefer the head? Do you prefer it in the top corner? Do you prefer it in the bottom corner? Let me know. Let me know where you expect the camera, the head camera, to be. And always let me know, like I say, about the race, what you thought of the race. Just have a quick look with on board Jensen's third. That's the right gear for it though. It's so different, isn't it, when you have 8 gears compared to 6. Seven gears. I thought this had 6. The third gear corner. Yeah, I'm a long way behind those 2004 cars. Concentration required again, just to try and figure out where this car is in terms of speed. Not nearly as quick as those other two though. Just doesn't have the power to keep with those guys. And then as soon as we get to the straight, those cars are gone, aren't they, with their extra horsepower.
say 1 minute 12.4.
Tried to overcook the curve there, but that's it for now, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today. A little bit of random F1. I'll get a bit more organised on future streams. Thanks for yeah, okay, we'll look into where to place the camera. I've just been asked by Paul, do I prefer sim racers or wipeout types? Complete variety. You know, I love a bit of everything. You know, I do like Red Out though. It's just a shame people aren't as interested in watching Red Out as I am playing it, but it is pretty good. But that's it for now, viewers. I'm just going to finish off here, and then I will have more streaming soon. And do let me know on the forum what games you'd like to see. Say hello. We've got a hello section. Say hello on the forum. I'm always on there. Give me some feedback on the stream there. Let me know what games you'd like to see, stuff like that, cars, tracks, as I say, other random racing game chat. I'm always happy for a chat. But that's it from me. As ever, more soon.